This is Investment Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Daily live streaming interactive. Featuring Mrs. Backup. Subscribe, hit the notification, smash the likes. Now, here's Backup Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to Investment Perspectives, everybody. Good morning to you. I wanted to start this video here for everybody so we can keep attuned to what is happening. Things are changing and shifting daily. I want to let you guys know that basically the title of this video and the subject matter of this video is about the systematic collapse and shutdown that we're watching take place across the globe. I wanted to start today with yesterday's close because it looks like we're probably in for another bad day on the traditional stock market here on the Dow. We're going to keep an eye on it, but nevertheless, we're starting there. Now let's get back to some other stuff here. So, bad day on the close yesterday, bad 3 weeks. We know what's going on with the current health event situation. There is a constant pounding of the ground now for a shutdown all around. And look at this. Breaking late last night, New York Stock Exchange to temporarily close its trading floor and move to fully electronic trading starting on Monday, March 23rd, due to the current health events. For those of you who don't know, the reason I say current health events is because YouTube's algorithm has been blindly blocking YouTubers, and it's been covered extensively, but that's why I say that, so you know. Okay, so let's move forward here. Let's go to the next piece this morning. New York JPMorgan Chase is temporarily closing 1,000 branches, about 20% of its locations. The company confirmed to ABC News this is the first example of a big U.S. bank shutting some of its doors. Due to the outbreak, the closures do not include drive-up facilities. Okay, let's keep this moving here. Now, here we start with Julia Chatterley from CNN, and I want you to listen to the narrative that's talking now and what is being driven home here. And this is as they talk about the fact that I just showed you the Dow drops below 20,000. That is a very psychological point, I believe, and obviously it is falling like a manhole cover from the sky. Every sector is affected as we systemically shut down the global economy to cure the health crisis. We're out of time. If the White House, Congress don't do more, it's game over. Forget the 2020 elections. Oh, and by the way, remove the tariffs. Sounds like we're pushing a political agenda from a mainstream media news outlet, but you know, what do I know? At any rate, let's listen to what's said
Julia,
here.
So we went into 20,000, and although sort of numeric targets are not that always important, there's a different mood. What is it?
Real fear, I think, Richard, that you were just talking there about the Carnival CEO, that all the big businesses here are drawing on their credit lines, that despite the trillions of dollars now that the Federal Reserve is throwing into the system, we just can't cope with SMEs letting go workers overnight, and that will accelerate. Big businesses drawing on credit lines. The banks then have to either give them or not give them. It's just the foundations, I think, first of the financial sector, but then business, right down to individual workers. And
so let's stop right there. So trillions of dollars being dumped in the market overnight. And she's right. There are $1 trillion going into the market, and it's just happening day after day now as if it's never going to run out. And she brings up a very good point about SMEs, small and medium enterprises. What happens to these entities that aren't big enough to get the bailout from government? Or does anyone even care? Maybe that's one part of this narrative. I'm cynical. Maybe that's one part of this narrative that, you know, It's all about there being a real big top and then a real big bottom and not a real big middle at all, as far as class go, right? Who knows? But I can tell you one thing. The small, medium enterprises, the regular bars and restaurants cannot suffer what is happening to them. And you can't help but wonder that the fallout from this is that a lot of those entities and businesses will not survive and they will not be back. That's not what I want. It's just an observation of real simple numbers that most businesses cannot withstand this kind of systemic shutdown for the length of time that people are suggesting. So if it goes that long, who's left? Well, if you shake out most of these small, medium business enterprises that end up collapsing, then it's only the biggest of the biggest left, who always get bailed out, by the way, and they'll have the money to buy up the small, medium enterprises for pennies on the dollar. And of course, the ones that do fall from grace will be left at the bottom of the barrel with the rest of us. It's quite sad, but you have to wonder if there isn't some orchestration behind or underneath of the guise of a health crisis. One has to wonder. Let's listen.
It's not just one sector.
Right.
This is the critical thing, Richard. It's every sector. We are shutting down nation-states' economies to cure a health crisis, and perhaps I'm arguing creating a far bigger crisis.
Ha! Good one, Julia. Yeah, to cure a health crisis, to cure a financial crisis, Julia. And yes, they're creating a bigger hole because this is burning the old system down because they're going to bring a new system in place. I don't believe for a second, and listen, and I'm a fan of Julia Chatterley. She is a great reporter, analyst, absolutely love what she does here. And I'm sure she's poising her points from as an objective point as she can. But the reality here is that you're not stopping this. This is absolutely the world global economy coming to the ground. And she's right. They are shutting down nation by nation in the same exact manner and telling you it's because of the current health events, which, by the way, are very real. I'm not disputing that they're not real. My heart goes out to anyone who's been affected directly by a medical event from it or by a financial event from it. As I sit here, I've been affected financially from it deeply. And I say this with all conviction that I believe there are two narratives here. There are a couple different layers of perception to subscribe to here. One is the current health event situation. The other is the current global recession and economic collapse that's happening, that's absolutely systemically being shut down to demolish what is left of the old system. I just read to you that they're going to go fully electronic on March 23rd on the New York Stock Exchange, which is widely electronic yesterday, right? So what's new about what they're getting ready to do? Nobody being on the floor? I can't help but wonder with the going cashless, which I'm going to share with you now. Let me go to that and get that up. Also saw this shared as well. We're going to talk about Bill Ackman here. 1 second. I want to get this in order, so let me get this going here. Here we go. Penn Station, keeping our customers and employees safe and healthy remains our central focus each day as we take all measures possible to prevent the spread of the current health event. Starting today, March 19th, we will no longer accept cash fare payments at the ticket window or on board our trains. And it goes on. There's 3 other extensions of that you can read there on Twitter as well. And that happens on the same day that they're shutting down and going fully electronic, which I thought they already were on the New York Stock Exchange. So what does that really mean? Does that mean that there is a new upgraded platform that they're bringing into play? And if so, what is it? I know Randy Zuckerberg thinks that Ripple will be taking off in the next 2 years. Oddly enough, the world order will the world order will be reshuffling using the blockchain technology. I think Asia will lead the pack. Well, Randy Zuckerberg, how about that? Go Randy. Captain Fredrickson says, was a pleasure chatting with you, Randy Zuckerberg, from Ashish Burla. I may joke a lot, but in all seriousness, it's times like these to reflect on whether what you're doing is actually solving a problem for someone. Product, folks. We need more of you in this space. And that couldn't be more true because we know that there's going to be a huge need to address the fragmentation of the new blockchain digital asset space. Shout out to Ashish Burla and Captain Fredrickson. Michael Val 5 links. Follow Michael. I've been saying this a long time. This guy is so sharp. Representative Maxine Waters, Democrat from California, proposes a current health relief plan that would oblige the Federal Reserve to provide families with $2,000 for adults and $1,000 for each child during each month of this event. Wow. That's a lot of money. You know, where's it coming from? Look, I want people to have assistance. I'm going to need it. I'm not outside of this loop looking in. Where's the money coming from? Right? Where that money tree at? It's a printing machine at the U.S. Treasury, which means when they do this, that the Fed has to keep expanding its balance sheet by buying and buying and buying, and that is not good. The way they're throwing trillions into these markets, coming up with these very, very, very big payment plans or relief plans, which that money's needed. We are real people and we really aren't working. So I'm not objecting to that, but my point is that where is all of this coming from and where does all of this end? Because in the process and in the face of all of this with the relief plan and the bailouts and the trillions being injected into the markets, they're shutting each sector of the economy down across the entire planet systemically. Something else is afoot here. And I think it's an underlying or undertow of the financial system being addressed. That's my personal feeling. Now listen to this. This is Bill Ackman, who is a huge philanthropist and hedge fund guy. Let's take a listen here. Listen to what he says.
Do we need to think about, and you're on a number of boards, you have been and you will be in the future. Is that right? Is that a right policy to still have buybacks when some of these businesses are going to be saved from crumbling?
Yeah, so I called the CEOs of a number of our companies, okay, and told them my concerns, okay, the companies we're closest to, and to not stop the buyback programs, to husband resources, to draw down their credit lines, because hell is coming, okay? And I felt, it's really, I've never had this experience before in my life. The closest I had was the financial crisis where I'm saying, things are coming, bad stuff's coming. But this was a feeling like I've never had. Like there's a tsunami coming, right? The tsunami's coming in. You feel it in the air, right? The tide starts to roll out, okay? And on the beach, people are playing and having fun like there's nothing going on. And that is the feeling I've had for the last 2 months. Okay, and my colleagues at work, okay, thought I was a lunatic, okay, a lunatic. Okay, I did stuff I've never done before. I've never had more than like $200 in my wallet. Okay, I went to the bank and I took out a large amount of money in cash because of this concern. I made preparations. This is a month ago. Okay, more than a month ago. And again, it's all irrelevant what's happened in the past. I just think the bottom line is it's a really simple answer. I'm very confident the White House is considering it. But what's scaring the American people and corporate America is the gradual rollout, okay, of what's going on. We need to shut it down now. Shut it down now. Look, it happens to be spring break, but it's kind of analogous. The Chinese had their lunar, holiday, right? And so the government just extended it, okay? Well, it's spring break now. A lot of people are going to take these 2 weeks off anyway. So extend it for a month at home, okay? How hard is that? Compare that to going to war, right? Compare that to getting on, one of those boats, and storming the beach. It's nothing. It's not a sacrifice, okay? It's easy. It's simple. And by the way, the moment the president goes on TV and says, this is what we're doing, the stock market will take off.
Okay, there you have it. Bill Ackman is not feeling good about what's coming. Shout out to Cryptopolis for sharing this, and he does sound shaken. And it looks exactly as Cryptopolis has been sharing with us that this is exactly like the playbook of 1929 to 1932. And this is exactly what Bill Ackman's describing is exactly what Cryptopolis has shared with us on the show. And he likens it to a tsunami when you get that big drawback that happens and you can't see the big wave coming because it's building, but it draws back the water from the shore, and then all of a sudden, boom, and it's on top of you, and it's too late to run away. I got to be honest, I don't say any of this to be an alarmist. All of this stuff is happening. Absolutely every bit of this stuff is happening. So it is pertinent now. We cannot avoid it. It is a conversation that is absolutely in the forefront, and there's no putting it on the back burner. It is crossing paths with the digital asset world. There's no question. No question about it. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Let me make sure. Yeah, that's the last thing I wanted to go over with you guys. That's going to do it for me for this video. Please hit the like and subscribe. If you like this content, please share, retweet it on whatever social media platform you're on. Let's get some more people in the conversation, and let's meet at 12 p.m. today. We have special guest Clinton Donnelly will be on today with us at 12:30. And it's going to be fantastic. He has a lot of news for us when it comes to tax implications, and it is tax time. So remember to check out the link below. We have an affiliate link for you there as well. We will see you today at 12 p.m. Eastern Time right here on Investment Perspectives. Take care, guys.